Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm excited to introduce to you the Trailblazing inks from ALTENEW. These are dye inks with a brand new look and an adjusted formula. I'll be sharing my opinion and thoughts on these inks at the end, so I hope you'll stick around. These new inks are round in shape. They are a new color, so we have white instead of the black ink pads. They are felt ink pads and have a twist off lid. The first set that I'm going to show you is called Frosted Foliage Set. So now there are still 4 different shades of green in this collection, just like ALTENEW likes to do, and which is what drew me to ALTENEW inks to begin with. In this collection, we have Silver Sage, Jade, Eucalyptus, and Forest Fern. Now I haven't gotten around to actually creating my swatch charts yet, so I am going to just swipe these on some cardstock to show you what these colors look like. So this first one is the lightest shade. This is the Silver Sage. Then we have Jade. Then there is Eucalyptus and Forest Fern, and you can see what a great shade from light to dark we have. Next we have the Blue Mountains set. So the lightest color is Water Hyacinth, Alpine Aster, Crystal Violet, and Indigo Skies. The third set is called Woodland Escape. Now this one, the lightest color is Pink Sand. We have Dusty Rose, Toasted Mauve, and Redwood. So there is a quick swatch out of all the colors, and I absolutely love these color combinations. I think the blue may be my favorite. Now to really show you these in action, I dug through my stash and I found the Shrub Rose stamp set. So this has 4 layers to the flower, and that really gives me the chance to show you all 4 of these colors in a set in action. So I took a piece of white cardstock cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm stamping the first layer, which is my outline of the stamp, in Obsidian ink. Obsidian ink does take a while to dry, but I am stamping out multiples at one time so I can create 3 cards and also have some extra afterwards. I'm going to use Blue Mountains and Woodland Escape sets for my flowers, and the green I'll save for my leaves. So the first layer on here, that was with the blues, that is with Water Hyacinth, and then the first layer of this flower in the Woodland Escape collection is Pink Sand. My second layer is going to be stamped in Alpine Aster, and then Dusty Rose, and I am cleaning my stamp in between each one. The third layer for the blues, we have Crystal Violet. You can see how beautiful and dramatic that is. And then for the Woodland Escape set, we have Toasted Mauve, another fantastic color. Now our fourth one is the Indigo Skies, and then Redwood. For the leaves, I'm stamping this with the Frosted Foliage set, which is the green. Now my first layer here, I'm stamping in Silver Sage. Now this layering set for the leaves only has 3 layers. So I did take one of the sets and stamp it as a first layer in Jade. That is going to show me another look. So in the first one where I stamped in the lightest color, I can only go up to the 3rd darkest, or the 3rd one in order. But if I start with the second one, I can get all the way up to that Forest Fern, which is that really dark green up on top there. So there's 2 ways that you can use it. Here's a look at the leaves all stamped out in the Frosted Foliage set. Then we have this flower set stamped out with Woodland Escape. And then my other flower set stamped out in Blue Mountains. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I love to ink blend, so I definitely had to test this out. I'm using one of the large flat blending tools from ALTENEW. I picked up some of the ink, and I'm starting in the center of the cardstock, which can be a little tricky because I don't want to leave brush marks, but for the center of the cardstock, my flowers for the most part are going to cover that up. I wanted to have this nice, beautiful hue of color going around my floral arrangement. I'm not going to finish the whole card on screen, but I do want to show you the final result. I just added my cluster of flowers to the center and added a fancy thanks die on top using the brushed gold cardstock. For my next card featuring the Woodland Escape collection, this time I'm starting ink blending at the very top using the Dusty Rose. Picking up some ink, and as I get down towards the bottom of the cardstock, I'm going to have it fade off into the white. But then I went back up to the top and deepened that top edge with Toasted Mauve. As far as the blending goes, I find no problem ink blending with these inks. I think they are amazing for not only stamping, but ink blending. So once again, I adhered my cluster of flowers to the front of the cardstock using actually foam tape to pop it up for dimension, and then added that hello sentiment from the Versatile Greetings and die cut that from some brushed rose gold cardstock. Now this last card, I'm featuring the Frosted Foliage ink collection, and I'm starting out down at the bottom quarter, once again just kind of having a fade go up towards the other corner and have it fade off into white. Now I took one of the darker inks and I smooshed it onto my work surface, added a couple drops of water, and I'm adding flicks of this onto my background just to add a little interest. Now to finish this card off, I used a flower that is stamped in one of each of those colors and added to the front, once again using a greeting from the Versatile Greetings die set, but die cut from the brushed silver cardstock. Now here's another look at all three of the cards that I used creating with these ink sets, which I do absolutely love. And I do want to say that there was no obligation to create this video. This was by my own choice, and this is my personal opinion on these inks. I do highly recommend them. They are great layering inks, great ink pads, and I personally do really like the new circle ink pads. For me, it's a lot easier to hold them. And to be honest, I'm not fighting to get the lid off because I do struggle with the other ink pads to get the lids off. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will have all of the supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog as well. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.